Worst kept secret in football history seems to have finally come out. Jose Mourinho will sign for Manchester United. I'm 100% sure it will definitely happen now. BBC Sport confirmed it, everywhere's confirming it. Even Guillaume Balaguer, who come out the other week and said that Manchester United wanted to keep Louis van Gaal, which was a crock of shit, which I said before. The Manchester United camp were obviously going to say that going to mention, if questioned, that Louis van Gaal was going to obviously stay because we still had top four. We were still in contention for top four, and obviously had an FA Cup final to deal with. Now that that's all out of the way, he's going to get fired. We knew that that was going to happen. I knew it. I said that before. The reason why we didn't hire Mourinho before, for some people that thought that because we hadn't hired him a few months ago, that we obviously didn't want him. No, Mourinho come out and said that it was better to wait till the summer to get a new club. He didn't want to take a club mid-season because Manchester United were in a mess at the time. He wants to now be able to have the whole summer, get his own players to come into Manchester United, the ones that he wants. He can then clear out the dog shit players at Manchester United that aren't good enough. So obviously there is some players that need to go. There's some new players that need to come in. He needs to start again. It's simple as that. He didn't want to take on a mess because he would get obviously criticised and everything for this complete mess if it had gone wrong now. And it's a job to turn things around in such a short space of time. Now I know at Newcastle they almost did it, but you know Steve McLaren had to go. I mean that was complete and utter catastrophic there. They got relegated anyway, but they were definitely going to get relegated under Steve McLaren. Now things had improved slightly under Louis van Gaal when he brought Marcus Rashford into the team with a lot more players. You had Lingard, Rashford and Martial up front, and it did improve a lot. Obviously we lost out on goal difference to Manchester City in the race for that top four, and we've somehow by hook or by crook won this FA Cup, which has been a really disappointing season, but it was obviously all ended in December when we went on that horrific run. But obviously when Mourinho said he didn't want to take a job mid-season, Manchester United had the choice to obviously sack Louis van Gaal then, which I believe at times he did request to resign. The board told him to stay on because they didn't have another option besides Ryan Giggs, and obviously given Ryan Giggs the job, who at the time I thought Louis van Gaal had completely lost the players, and the players didn't want to play for him anymore, and I thought maybe we would have to go down the route of Ryan Giggs. But luckily Louis van Gaal turned it around and we finished fairly strongly. It was disappointing obviously that we've missed out on that Champions League spot, but winning the FA Cup the first time in a long time. I know it's taken a lot of money to win this FA Cup, but hopefully with the young players we can kick on now with Jose Mourinho as manager. Now I know I've criticised Louis van Gaal a lot. His style of play hasn't been great. He spent a lot of money and he said some stupid things. He hasn't. I know the press have got on to him a lot when he's had press conferences and that, but you know he hasn't helped himself at all in them press conferences, and he has said some real dumb shit in them times. But you know, I'll thank Louis van Gaal for what he's done. He's brought us back in the FA Cup, which is better than David Moyes did. I know he spent a lot more money and he did give us Champions League football for this season, although next season we will be in the Europa League, which is actually still better than what David Moyes left us in, because we didn't even leave us in Europa League football. And although the Europa League isn't what everyone wants, we've got a lot of young players coming through. Hopefully Jose Mourinho will give a chance to in the Europa League group stage. Now if we bring in another striker, hopefully Rashford will get some game time in the Europa League and still progress, because he's still only going to be 19 at the end of October, which is ever so young for the strikers. So positive times ahead. I'm really pleased. Everyone can now enjoy their summer. It's going to hopefully be a great summer for Manchester United. Hopefully we're going to be linked with a whole host of players that Mourinho can possibly bring in. I'm sure with his track record of success over the years, I mean he's got such a fantastic home record. Hopefully we can make Old Trafford a fortress again, and he can attract some really top players to Manchester United, because I think had Louis van Gaal stayed, I'm not sure the likes of James Rodriguez would have, well, certainly he wouldn't have been no point in bringing the likes of James Rodriguez into Manchester United, because he would have just left him on the bench. He would have just ended up like another Memphis Depay or Angel Di Maria type player, and it would have been a waste of time. The same if we'd brought in Toni Kroos. He would probably still play Marouane Fellaini in the midfield, you know. So we won't have to see no long ball shit like we've seen in the FA Cup, punting the ball up to the big man for the knockdowns, which it was a shame to see in an FA Cup final. We won't have to see that next season. I'm convinced it is going to happen. Jose Mourinho, like I said, to Manchester United is going to happen. Thanks for everyone for watching. When the actual confirmation of Louis van Gaal sacking is confirmed, we will give our reaction to that. Let us know your thoughts on the situation. Are you happy that Louis van Gaal is going to be gone now? I know some people didn't want Jose Mourinho to come in as manager, but I'm over the moon that he's coming in. It's been 3 years since Sir Alex Ferguson quit his post as Manchester United manager and retired. And that was the moment I wanted Jose Mourinho to come in. Then I wanted him to take the place of Sir Alex Ferguson. We gave it to David Moyes, which was a shame. Now we're finally going to get the man that I wanted to come. So I'm really, really pleased. Going to look forward to the Euros. Lots of transfer rumours to come. We will bring you the latest transfer rumours and gossip. And I'll try and let you know my thoughts on the situation regarding them. I got this one right. I was almost 100% sure, I was 95% sure last week that Jose Mourinho was coming to Manchester United. And now I'm 100% sure it's going to happen. He's going to sign next week and we can all look forward to a positive season next year. Thanks for watching and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.